Hello friends, welcome to Southern Seasons. My name is Jody and I am so glad that you have joined me today. If you love decorating, DIYs, thrifting, French country, shabby chic, and a touch of farmhouse, then this is the channel for you. You know, I'm getting really close to 20,000 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed, I would just love for you to hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell to get all the notifications of my new videos coming up. Today, I'm going to be doing some DIYs with Dollar Tree items and some thrift store items. The first one is just this bunny cutout that I've had for a few years. I am going to paint him with my warm white color, and then I'm just going to do a wash with one of my gray paints. Now that I have that done, what I'm wanting to do is put some lace on here. And I have to tell you, I went to a bunch of thrift stores and I could not find any lace, tablecloths, or curtain panels, but I found this shirt. I couldn't believe it. This is great because I can use this for a lot of projects, and I got it for $3.50. So I'm just going to cut out a piece that will go over the bunny because I am going to be covering the bunny with the lace. So here is the piece, and I am going to be using Mod Podge. So I'm just going to cover the bunny really good with a lot of Mod Podge on here. So let's get all of that on here really quick. Okay, I'm going to finish this up really quick here. And then I'm just going to place my lace over the bunny. Okay. Get it where I want to position it at. Just going to spread it out a little bit, smooth it out. And then I'm going to let this dry. And then I am just going to cut around the bunny outline with a pair of scissors. Okay, and I also took some of my jute here and I hot glued it around the edges because of course it was hard to cut that lace. And this is just a little jute flower. I bought a bunch of these. There's different types off of Amazon, and I thought this one looked great for a bunny tail. And I am just going to be hot gluing this on. Okay. And I will link down below this because I'm going to use another one of these on another project that you'll get to see. Actually, I'm going to be using something else here because I want to put another bow here. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I just took some of my off-white jute and the brown jute, and I just cut some pieces and I tied it together. And this is a bow. This came in that pack of the different type of burlap and jute flowers. So I just want to put this on here first. Going to hot glue it. And then I'm going to put my little burlap and lace bow. Again, I got this with a whole bunch of different, I can't remember how many exactly, but again, it will be linked down below if you're interested because it had some really nice flowers. There's also some roses in there that are burlap with, I think, like linen in there. I am also going to be taking just this little silk flower that I have and some buttons, and I'm going to be hot gluing these on also. And I'm just going to be using 3 buttons on here. I think that will be plenty. You know, I wish I had some little strings of pearls or something, faux pearls, to put on here. I think that would be pretty too. I might have to get some of those. And get my last button on here. Okay. And that is all that I'm going to do for this bunny. My next project is this. It's just a wooden plaque that I got at Michael's. It wasn't painted like that. It was raw wood. And I glued on these half wooden balls with my E6000. And I did paint it with some burnt umber. And I know I have black here, but I changed my mind. I went ahead and painted it with my burnt umber instead. And this is just a candlestick that I got. I actually got it half off. And I'm going to be leaving it as it is. But it's got the right color. It's going to get painted, though, with some off-white. Then I'm also with my warm white here, and I'm going to be gluing these together to make a cake plate. So let's get started on the candlestick here first. Since it was the perfect color, I'm just going to go ahead and get it painted. And I know I've had a lot of people address that I should get a Lazy Susan, but you know what? I have been painting like this for about 30 years, and it's just something that's comfortable for me. I have no problem with this. It might look a little awkward on camera because I'm trying to paint in the camera zone, but I really don't have a hard time painting things this way. And I also like to hand paint versus a lot of spray painting because, as I said before, I love to paint and it does relax me. So I'm going to get all this finished. I'm not going to be getting a lot of the white on here because I do want some of this to show because I'm going to be distressing everything. And it's going to take about 3 coats for the candlestick. Okay, now I put 2 coats on the top part of the cake plate and 3 coats on the candlestick. And I'm just taking some sandpaper and I'm going to be lightly sanding over the wooden balls. And the edges here, I'm going to sand this. Then I also want to sand a little bit more on the edge. Now I'm just doing this lightly on here. I'm going to try to do a little bit more on the top part and of course on the candlestick. See if I can get this off. I kind of been using this piece of sandpaper for a while, so it's not working very well. So I think I'm going to probably have to get a new piece of sandpaper. See if I can do a little bit more here. Okay, it's just not taking enough off, so new piece of sandpaper. Here we go. Much better. And, on here, I have to push really hard versus on the sides to get it. Let's put a little bit more on this. There we go. Okay. I am liking this a lot. All right. Now I'm going to do the same thing to the candlestick. It's going to go around and take off. I just like to do a little bit at a time, just in case I get too much. Because I really don't want to repaint. I want to get a little bit more taken off on this section here. Okay. Now I'm just going to glue it with my E6000. Now I'm just going to go around the rim here, just along the edge. Okay. I'm going to make sure I get a good coat on here. Lots of glue. No one's going to see the bottom anyway, if any of it comes out. And then I'm just going to set my top on here. Actually, I like to do it opposite. Okay. Do it upside down. And center it. I just eyeball it. Looks pretty good. And this is what it looks like. And I'm just going to let it dry before I go to decorate with it. My next project is going to be another Dollar Tree item. I think these little bunny heads are cute, but it's not exactly what I want with the tinsel. So I'm going to be taking all the tinsel off. And it's pretty easy to do. I will be saving all the little pieces except for maybe the ears. Don't really care about the cardboard. But I'm going to save the eyes, the mouth, and the nose. And of course the tinsel. We can use it later down the road for something else. It's a little twisted right here in this section. We'll have a little bit harder time right there. Okay. Now, once all this is off, this is a gray color underneath here, and I actually need them to be different colors. I'm going to be doing 3. So I'm going to be painting one of these white and the other 2 a tan color. Because what I want to do is use my off-white jute and, of course, the brown jute. So here I have it painted white, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and just tie a knot to get it started. Okay, and then I'm going to start winding it, and I'm trying to stay in the little areas here. As you can see, it helps hold it, and you just have to go, you know, just kind of a little bit first, and I'm going to go to an ear, because I am going to be wrapping this quite a few times. So the ear is going to get twice on this one. I'm going to the other one. Yes, I have sped this up. I wish I could go this fast. Twice on, then I go twice on here. Okay, then I'm going to do this one more time. So I'm going to be doing it 4 times on the ears, I think here. Actually 3 times. Now I'm going to start on the bunny head, and I'm just going to keep going around until everything is covered the way that I want it to be. And then I'm going to cut this off and hot glue it. Okay, so I do have 2 of them done here. Just want to show you the 2 different colors. And this is my 3rd one. This is the color that I painted it. Because you can kind of see them a little bit, the plastic part, so you want to kind of have it the same color. Now I think this one's going to look really cute with a little buffalo check bow. And I got this ribbon a few years ago at Dollar Tree. So I just made a little bow and I was hot gluing it on. I want to make it, so that's what I'm going to do for this one. And the white one is going to be a girl. So I am going to be hot gluing this little jute flower. This is one of the other flowers that came in that set that I told you about earlier. Just going to hot glue that on. Okay, get some hot glue on here. Glue it up by an ear. And then I'm going to be doing a few buttons in here. So I just have some off-white buttons. These are some old buttons that I've had for a long time. So they're vintage buttons. And I'm just going to put 3 on here. Okay. And then I'm going to finish my other one, and it's going to get a little bow tie too, but with some lace. My next project is this cute little bunny that I got at the thrift store. Unfortunately, he was not on sale, but he was only $4.99, and I just couldn't resist him. He is just so cute. I know he's going to be so cute, painted in off-white, and then, of course, antiqued with my gray paint. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do about 3 coats on here. Get him all painted up. And I'm not going to do any type of embellishments on here. I think he's just going to look cute enough being a different color and then having the gray paint put on there too. He kind of looks like cement, you know, the way it would look. So I think that's kind of the effect that I'm getting, trying to get actually on here with the look. He looks more like a little cement bunny. Okay, Now that I've done my 3 coats of paint, I am just going to be using one of my gray craft paints. And I'm just going to be using a damp paper towel that I dip into the paint directly. And I just rub it in, and I like to go lightly at first and then go on heavier in spots that I want it to be. And I'm trying to get it really dark in some of the bigger crevices that are on here. Okay, so I'm going to finish him up, and then you get to see how he turned out. Now for my last project, I am using this paper mache egg that I have, and this is just some scrapbook paper that I have, and I have torn pieces of it. And I'm going to tear it into smaller pieces. And I am just going to be using some Mod Podge, and I'm going to glue it on to my egg here, just all randomly, get it all covered up. So I did end up making 3 of these. There's going to be 2 different looking ones than the way this one is turning out. And I did learn a little bit that, since your scrapbook paper is a little thick, that if you just kind of have a little tub of water and dip your scrapbook paper in the water just for a few seconds and then Mod Podge it on, it's a lot easier to get it to go flat. So I'm just randomly putting these on. I will be overlapping. Just kind of have to play with it sometimes. Like I said, it was had a little more difficulty with this one. So I'm going to finish this up, and when it dries, I am going to be taking some of my wax to it and cover the egg with it. So this is what I'm using. I just got this at Walmart. Just going to be taking my paintbrush, going to dip it in, and I'm just going to brush it on. Again, I like to use a damp paper towel to rub it off with. You can use a rag, whatever you want. It's just what I use. The reason I actually use paper towels is because I'm always washing my hands a lot when I'm crafting, and I just save those paper towels when I dry my hands to use on my craft projects like this. So I'm going to be adding some more. Okay, so, whoops, see, that's what happens to me. I am a klutz. Actually, this is a little hard to hold. So let me get the rest of this on here. And the one reason I'm doing this is because when I tore the scrapbook paper, you get that white edge, and I really didn't want the white edge showing. Plus, I kind of wanted it to look a little more vintage looking. And I like this paper because it's kind of like a tan, and it's got a little bit of pink in it, so it's perfect for Easter. Okay, so now that this is all dry, I am going to be taking some of my little stamps. This one's a flower, and I'm just going to put my ink on here. Whoops, the eggs do roll. All right, so I'm just gonna push this on here. Okay. There, that looks really pretty, I think. And I'm going to be using a few more stamps. I have this little butterfly here. Just going to tap it on my pad here. And let's find a spot for the butterfly. How about right there? Okay. I actually want to use a few more stamps on here. So my next stamp that I'm going to be using is this key and the keyhole. I think that's really cute to put on here. Let's find a spot, get some ink on here. Oops. It's kind of hard to hold these small ones. So I'm just going to be finishing up stamping this, and I'm going to put a few more embellishments on here that you get to see in just a few seconds. I also made two others that are a little bit different colored with different embellishments, and those will be coming up here in just a few seconds. I hope that you enjoyed the video today, and if you did, I'd appreciate a big thumbs up from everybody. Again, if you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button down below and make sure you hit the bell to get all the notifications of my new videos coming up. I want to wish everybody a very wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.